afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It is your girl, Angela Marie, and I am here with a very special guest. I'm doing something a little different today, so please bear with me. I'm going to turn off this extra audio. I'm using two devices. I'm trying to get a little technical. We're going to do something really fun today. So I want to get rid of the extra noise. All right. So it's your girl, Angela Marie, International Angela, and you are watching COVID-19 and Company Conversations from the Epicenter across the globe. Thank you all so much for joining us once again. It's another Monday. I'm always excited for Monday so I can hang out with all of you guys. And I thank you all for keeping me company. Today, I'm not going to get on the numbers today. I'm seeing a lot of things about people are looking forward to the vaccine for the coronavirus, and the numbers are just really up. So we have to stay safe, wear our masks, wash our hands, use our sanitizer. But, I also just want to talk to you all about some other things that we can do to stay healthy. For those of you that were with me last week, we talked about some natural remedies to stay healthy during the pandemic, and some herbs and things like sea moss and things to build our immune system. And I did mention that this week we were going to talk about exercise, and we're talking about holistic health. And I have a very special guest on, my friend Charles. He's the author of the book titled Tai Chi Secrets with Master Woody. And he's also co-host of the Love Drops podcast from Charlotte, North Carolina. Many of you probably watched my show 2 weeks ago, where his wife, Diane, that's also an author, we talked about stress. She was with us 2 weeks ago. And we talked about the stress portion. Now, Charles is going to talk to us a little bit about the exercise portion. So, Charles, how are you today?
I am fine. And thanks for asking, Andrea.
Great, thanks. And how have you and your family been amidst this whole pandemic?
Well, we've been very well, and we're staying in communication with everyone to see, how each the East Coast and the West Coast is bearing through all of this pandemic. And
Yeah.
everyone is healthy. Everyone's healthy, and we're talking about it.
Praise God. That's wonderful to hear. So you have this new book out, and once again, this is Charles Woodford, and he's the author of Tai Chi Secrets with Master Woody. And I'm just going to read quickly from the book. It says, this book offers exercise and techniques for holistic approach to life. Master Woody is a walking testimony to the effectiveness of the contents of the book. Master Woody has practiced these exercises for over 40 years and has just celebrated 77 years of healthy living. I think that's awesome. And I commend you, for everything you're doing, because, I didn't want to put your age out there, but it was on the book. So, I'm I'm going with the book, but I would never have guessed. I think age is not really about the number, but it's about how you feel and how you take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Charles.
Well, I am I'm retired from the federal government in management, and excuse me, and from that retirement, working for the government in a civilian capacity, that's when I retired, and then working on the book, our podcast, other things we can teach and do, and Tai Chi has just been it. It's really pulled me in, so that's what I've been doing. So with things of that nature, and not just stopping with Tai Chi, it just opened a doorway for me where holistic health is concerned.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Now, when I hear Tai Chi, first, I think China, I think karate, martial arts. So for those like me, I'm like, okay, I know it's some kind of martial arts. Can you explain to us what is Tai Chi?
Well, Tai Chi did come from China. It's a Chinese martial art exercise form. And I tell my students, Tai Chi is to you what you are to Tai Chi. If you want it for martial arts, it's martial arts. As
Mhm.
you learn more about it, you'll get into the health benefits of Tai Chi. Because Tai Chi started out as a martial art form. Some that are into martial arts may have heard the story about the monks observing a battle between a snake and a crane bird with its wings flapping and strong beak and the snake moving around. Well, they just observed that battle. And from there, it evolved into a martial arts. They say, hey, we can use those movements for martial arts. So those were the advent of Tai Chi. And as they got deeper into it, start finding out all the health benefits of these movements as they start studying more about the anatomy, pressure points, and things of that nature as you're moving around. A lot of folks don't fully realize it, but when you're moving around, you're massaging your internal organs. So, when you're doing that,
Yeah.
small, simple, but it's right there. So from that, that's where Tai Chi came from. Did that answer your question about?
It does. Thank you. And so I did in the synopsis that I read, it talked about that it's been about 40 years that you've been practicing Tai Chi.
Yes.
So I would like to ask you, how did you get started and what made you interested in Tai Chi?
Now, that's a very interesting question. I'm a veteran of the United States Army, and this is how I got into Tai
Service.
Chi. I was doing well, we call it hard martial arts, breaking bricks and boards and tournaments and things of that nature.
Mhm.
And one day I was out in the field practicing and I looked across the field and I saw some guys in the shade of a tree moving slowly. And I didn't know what it was. But I was looking, I said, well, they're moving real slow. Well, I wonder what they were doing. Well,
Right.
I went over and observed, and I still didn't know what it was. After they had finished, one guy, he did entertain me, and I asked him what was it, and he told me it was Tai Chi and some of the things about it. And I say, you're moving so slow. How can you fight with that? You can't fight anybody because I'm
Right.
coming from a different perspective. Well, he explained it to me to the best of his knowledge, and it really got me interested. I say, oh, okay. Well, I didn't pursue it any further until after I got out of the military. And then later I pursued it more and more. And the more I pursued it, I just was overwhelmed of what you can do and the individuals that was involved with Tai Chi. So that's how I got into Tai Chi.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I would think too, like the slow movement, I
Yeah.
would think like, what is it really doing? Like if you're moving slow, how does it, like how does it help you? Like, because you think
Well,
we get the perception we have to move fast, like, you run, you do all these things, get your heart rate up.
yes.
Um, I guess I have to ask you, what are some of the benefits of practicing Tai Chi?
Well, just on the top, when you're saying about moving slow, if a
Mhm.
person just slowed down and just walked forward for 10 steps, they'll feel it in the body. It takes a lot more with the balance and the coordination to move slowly. So you're massaging your internal organs, you're working on the muscles. And some of the other benefits of Tai Chi, it reduces symptoms of fibromyalgia.
Wow.
Yeah, people wouldn't know that. It works on
No.
your mental health. When you're
Mhm.
doing Tai Chi, it's also referred to as moving meditation. So you're moving slowly. You're reducing a lot of stress while you're enhancing your immune system, which, by the way, when you're doing Tai Chi, you're working on your circulatory system, your
Yeah.
digestive system, and your respiratory system
Wow.
all at the same time. And all three of these systems support your immune system. So, especially during this time in this pandemic, we need something like that. We need it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge deal to be able to boost our immune systems. And that's something I've been talking a lot about is what ways that we can just, if we boost our immune system, we won't get sick. So that's very important. And I know stress plays a huge role in that. And I was reading some articles and some of the previous shows we talked about how America is so stressed out right now. And it's about 73% of America is just at such a high level of stress right now. And that's the number one thing that can cause you to get sick, not just for contracting the coronavirus, but other illnesses. And when you're open your body to one illness, it can lead to, also other illnesses. So we have to be very careful in how we also manage our stress. But it's interesting that Tai Chi handles so many areas of the body. I would have never thought that.
Yes, it reduces stress all over the body. And there's exercise and things, which I'll mention some of the things that are included in my book. But there's exercise to help reduce stress all over. A lot of the disease and other things in the body can be traced back to stress. So if we can help control the stress, we can help control the disease and the things that are trying to affect us and get into our body. Some of the things are so easy, it's difficult. Some are so easy, it's difficult because we're looking for all of the complexities towards things that are so simple. If you told someone, just sit, close your eyes, and relax and breathe, that's a challenge because their mind is so busy. Why am I sitting? What's going on? Relax,
I have
relax.
that problem very, very badly.
Well, there's some breathing techniques to help you relax.
So you're going to help me with some of that because you're going to show me some things. So those that are watching,
Yeah.
we're going to do some Tai Chi moves. Like, you all can laugh at me because I might not do them right. I don't do them here, but I want to try to learn. It's always good to learn, and it's good to be open-minded, and anything that can benefit your health. I'm game, and if somebody else can learn and benefit from what we're talking about today. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, and some of the folks, they'll think, oh, it's going to take me forever to learn that. You learn at your own pace. The only real competition that you have is yourself. You go at your own pace, so then you can minimize the stress. You just go into it, relax, enjoy it. And before you know it, you're doing some things. You're doing some things. When you made that first step, you're doing some things. So then you don't worry about that. Just go into it and enjoy it. That's the biggest thing. Enjoy it. The
Gotcha.
body will say thank you.
That's a good thing. So I want to ask you, are there different types of Tai Chi?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. There's there's a lot of styles of Tai Chi. As a matter of fact, there's literally hundreds of styles of Tai Chi, but only so many have become very popular, especially here in the United States. The Yang form, Y-A-N-G, Yang is the most popular style. It's not the oldest. The oldest style of Tai Chi is the Chin form, but the Yang is the most popular style. And the rationale behind it, why is it so popular? It's more easier to learn. There's different variations of it. There's a 24 movement form, a Yang form. There's a 48. There's the long form, the 108, which, by the way, when Tai Chi started, there was literally over 200 moves to that form.
Wow.
And then it started cutting back. And some of the folks that knew that, we're talking hundreds of years ago, it just kind of fell off the edge. And then they started formulating other things with Tai Chi. But the bottom line, if you learn one movement in Tai Chi and you did it every day, you're doing great.
Right.
Just one step at a time. Don't overburden yourself with it. But again, there's 5 styles that have become more popular here in the United States. And again, Chin is the oldest style. Yang is the most popular style. Then there's a Ho, Wu, and a Sun style. The Sun style is starting to pick up a little bit more. And you'll notice when you go online or see some of these styles, you'll see the similarities between all of them. There's a lot of similarities, some moving real fast and then they slow down. But then they all come back to the basics: moving, meditation, relaxation, coordination, the combination of mind, body, spirit, and your emotions. It's all there. It's all there. And I always tell my students, Tai Chi is to you what you are to Tai Chi. So you relax. And those are the five major styles of Tai Chi, but there's a lot of other ones out there.
Okay, that's good to know too, because I think a lot of times people get overwhelmed, especially like with learning new things, or you're taking on a new fitness routine, and it's like, well, did I get it right? Or, they're trying to keep up with someone else. But I like that you said you do it at your own pace.
Yes, yes. And your body will let you know. If you move a certain way and you're feeling pain when you're doing Tai Chi, the body is saying, hey, don't do that. You're moving wrong. You should not be experiencing pain. Some stretch, things of that nature. But again, you're moving within your own range of motion. You're going at your own pace. If you're experiencing some pain in the joints, the majority of the times you're turning the wrong way. So if you twist the wrong way, the body will let you know, hey, don't do that. Don't you hurt us, things of that nature. Yeah, so it's all in there.
Got you. Okay, nice. Yeah. So I want to ask you to tell us a little bit. First, I wanted to ask you, how did you become a master? Because you're master.
Now that, yes. Now that was a name and now I won't say a title, a name bestowed on me years ago. Now, those that are familiar with martial arts systems, the belt systems and things of that nature, I acquired a 5th-degree black belt while I was in the military. Okay. And I thought, I say, wow, I've really done a lot in a short span of time. Well, during that time with the tournaments, when you went to a tournament and you fought or you went into some combat with another person, one of us came out with the belt and one didn't. So I was getting these belts. And then later I say, well, wait a minute, I went through those guys. That was a lot of real competition locally. So I started finding out there's a lot of good guys out there. Now, again, I'm talking back in the 60s, So wow. we didn't wear protective gear and things of that nature at that time. So if you get kicked upside the head, you might be singing soprano for a long time. But those were the things that we went through back then. Right. So acquiring a 5th-degree black belt, that I became a master then. But I refer to myself as a student of the arts. I don't want people to get hung up with, oh, he's the master of this, the master of that. But everyday people, some folks get just mesmerized by the belts. Oh, he's a black belt. Wow, he's great. No, it's not that. And then what separates a lot of that is the person, not the belt, it's the person. A person might not have any belt and they can beat everybody in the dojo. Well, that person is better than the other person, not the belt, or not that he or she is a master. No, they're still a person. And you'll find a lot of us are humble, and that's who we are. We have nothing to prove, but to prove it to ourselves that we don't have to do it. You don't, for me, fighting is a last resort, not a first. If you're a master, you should be able to talk a person out of it. And plus, I'm not talking about fighting. I'm trying to fight disease, try to fight off arthritis, try to fight off any negative inflections or any opposition to being healthy.
Got you.
Those types of things, oppositions for health. So, yeah. So you see, it takes on a completely different reflection altogether.
Right. Because I think okay, you take martial arts because you want to protect yourself. Like I'll think of Kung Fu or
Well, that's getting back to what you were saying earlier about Tai Chi and its slow-like movements. Right. If you did the same movements and you did it fast, then you're doing the martial end of it, and you're doing Kung Fu. Okay. Same movements, different application. Same movements, different applications.
Got you. Yeah, I'm thinking Jackie Chan.
Oh, I love that guy. he is so good that
Yes.
he can have fun with it, and his movies and things of that nature. You have to be real good
Yes.
to play around with it like that. So I say, wow, that guy is great. Yeah, I love watching the old movies, the new ones, the new martial art guys. The majority of them are very humble. They're very humble, and I've seen pictures and movies. I've met a few guys that were just fantastic,
Mm,
but they're very humble,
that's
and they're
true.
living a healthy lifestyle. A
Yes.
healthy lifestyle. So your priorities change as you continue to mature in this world.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
definitely.
it's more than just uh, self-defense. Self-defense against disease too.
That's it. I like that one. So
Yes.
I want to ask you now, tell us about your book. What's in your book, that these secrets. I want to know a little bit about the secrets, but I don't want you to give it away because I want people to go and get the book. I know it's on pre-order, but
Yeah.
about the book and what inspired you to write the book.
Well, what inspired me to write the book were a lot of my students and fellow instructors, that've been asking, why didn't you write a book? Because a lot of us, we were doing some of the same things exactly different
Wow.
because our personalities were coming out into it. A lot of the exercises and things that we were doing was the same, but different. Mine was different. And some were asking, well, how did you do that? So then when I would explain it, they say, oh, I do the same thing in my class. Well, I was doing a lot of things a little bit different. A lot of my exercises were multifaceted. The different things that I was doing for seniors sitting in chairs, wheelchair confined, and on was different. Those that couldn't stand, I showed them some things doing in a chair. They were doing Tai Chi, but sitting.
Mm.
Tai Chi standing. Tai Chi leaning against a wall because one leg was weaker than the other. So those things inspired me to write the book. So I
Okay.
say, well, okay, maybe I am doing things a little bit different.
Mhm.
So that was the advent of my book, A Holistic Health System for Life. And when you asked about the book, there's a lot of different exercises and techniques that I have in there. There's some for stomach healing,
Mhm.
healthy kidneys. Yeah, there's one in there on healthy kidneys. There's a cardiovascular exercise, and these don't take a long time to do, and they only work if you do them. There's things in there to improve your concentration.
Mm.
So again, Tai Chi is both mind, body, and spirit. So
Yeah.
there's exercise to do all of those. There's one exercise in there that I just rave about. It's it's so fantastic that it works on 6 major areas of the body all at the same time. Works on your lungs, your
Wow.
kidneys, your large intestines, your bladder, your skin, and your bones, all at the
Mhm.
same time.
Yeah, I need that. I need those moves right there.
Everyone wants to do everything so fast. We want instant gratification. But
Right.
here's an exercise that can work on 6 areas the same time, and it only takes a matter of minutes. But then, as you get the book, you can pick what areas you want to focus on. Continue to do those until it's every day, and then branch off into another one, and then before you know it, you have that whole system for life. That whole system for
Right.
life. You'll find out that you're working these internal organs and your bladder, skin, and your bones. So then we're getting older, and as we get older, it's great that we can find these exercises I can do standing, sitting. Wow. There's even one which I'm going to talk you through later.
Mhm.
You do it while you're lying down in bed. It can't be any easier than that.
Wow.
Can't be any easier than that.
Wow. I
Yeah.
like that one. I like
Mhm.
it. So it sounds very interesting, um,
Mhm.
that you have a lot of different movements that we can do within,
Yeah.
throughout the book. So I want to move forward, because we talked about doing some movements, and
Okay.
we were talking about some of the benefits of Tai Chi, and some of the key things that I had wanted us to talk about for our audience is, directly related to people's state of mind during this pandemic. Stress being like number one. So I think something that deals with stress and stress breathing, and also weight loss. I remember in college, we would say we got the freshman 15, we gained the freshman 15. And I heard some references to like the COVID-15. People may be, because we're not as active as we normally are, we're staying home. It's easy to gain a few pounds when, things change. Even just being stress alone can cause you to gain or lose weight. So those kind of things, I'm reading different articles about all of those things. And a key thing that I was thinking about is how the coronavirus actually attacks the respiratory system. So when you were talking about that, that's one of the systems that Tai Chi helps. Somebody might be fighting the virus right now, or maybe somebody watching knows someone who's fighting the virus, and maybe something that we can share can help them as they're going through that difficult time. And so I wanted to talk about those things, and I wanted us to actually do a couple of moves. So that's why that was the issue with my cameras when we got started, because I wanted to have an additional camera so I can stand up and you could walk me through some of these things.
Okay.
I think it's important to be balanced in all of these areas. So I want
True.
you to
Yeah.
kind of tell me some moves that you think would be good for those areas.
Okay. And one, I'll start out with relaxation.
Okay.
Right while you're sitting, a relaxation breathing technique.
Okay.
And this one, you think on the word relax.
Okay.
And the first two letters is re. And as you're thinking of the first two letters, inhale very deeply through your nose, thinking re through your nose. And as you exhale through the nose, think lax. Then again, inhale very deeply through your nose, thinking re on the inhalation and lax on the exhalation. How'd that feel?
I got focused.
You see that? And that was a matter of seconds. So
Yes.
anytime you're in a stressful type situation, you might be taking an exam, you might be in school, or you're in the house with the other family members, you're quarantined in some areas.
Right.
So you need to relax. So just sit, inhale deeply, think re on the inhalation, lax on the exhalation, relax. And that will help reduce the stress throughout your body.
Okay, great.
And then as an added extra, close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes when you're doing
Yes.
that to help minimize
Yes.
distractions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, because tensions get high, at home,
Yeah.
stuck in the house. And it's like, I don't even know where that fight started, but
Yeah.
we can do
Relax. And
right.
along those, before we're standing, that you can do this breathing standing or sitting. And
Okay.
another very important thing, since we were talking about the respiratory system,
Mhm.
the average person don't breathe deeply enough into the lower part of the lungs. We breathe in the upper part, in our chest. We're taking just short breaths.
Mhm.
Well, there's a crane. Well, we call it the crane breathing exercise.
Okay.
Now, I won't go into a long thing to explain where all of that came from.
Okay.
But briefly, that crane bird, a lot of us have seen pictures of this bird standing on one leg. The other leg is folded beneath its body underneath. Well, some of these Chinese crane birds with the red feathers on the top, they're able to eat poisonous insects, poisonous snakes and things, and yet the poison don't penetrate throughout its body. It's expelled. Well, the poison that is in there goes up to those red feathers on the top and not the body. So that breathing gets deep. So this crane breathing exercise, the way you do that, when you inhale, you look at the stomach and let the stomach swell up. You take that air in as low as you can. When you're seeing the stomach is expelling out, then you're getting that air low into your lungs. And then you exhale slowly. And you inhale slowly. You see, now the chest hardly ever moved. It was all in the lower part.
In the
You're
stomach.
getting some good air down in the lower part of your lungs. We need that. We need to get that stale air out of there. So,
Okay.
so you see how we've gone through two different breathing techniques.
Yes, I
Yes.
see.
And
Okay.
it didn't take any time to do it. But the more and more you think about it, you do it. You do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just that focus, getting focused to think like, okay, breathe
Mhm.
and what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't go any farther than that. Let
No,
the mind just
no.
stay there.
Yeah. Yeah. I speak more about that in my book as well. And even
Okay.
a whole section, we hear a lot about the yin and the yang. Well, I have a whole section on the
Mhm.
yin and the yang, concentration, the breathing, and things of that nature. Uh,
Right.
it's a wealth of knowledge in there.
Yes. Where can we find the book?
Well, you can find the book on paths, the number 2,
Mhm.
transformation at gmail.com. That's path to transformation at gmail.com. Yeah,
Okay, that's and
pre-orders are
pre-order. That's the
pre-order.
email for the pre-order.
Exactly.
Okay. And
Mhm.
then, can we can do it on the website too?
Yes.
We could go through directly to the website, right?
Yes.
Pathtotransformation.com.
Yes. Path to transformation
And
at gmail.com.
yeah, that's the email. But I saw a form on your website that we could fill out that we can go ahead and pay. I think the book is $20.
Yes, and $5 for shipping. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so great. So I will repost the website for anybody who's interested in getting the book. You can email Charles at that email address, and I'll also put the post again with the website. So if you want to go to the website, and you can pre-order either way. I'm my understanding is it'll be out next month.
Okay. Yes, we're working towards that right now. Mhm.
Okay, wonderful. So that's really good. And I wanted us to keep moving. So what's the next move you were going to tell me about?
Okay. A lot of folks working on the computers while they're at home.
Right.
Carpal tunnel. Yes, the areas in the hand. Well, as you can see, my hand is out.
Mm-hmm.
Just put your arm straight out in front of you. Curve your finger in towards you, around. Now the tips of the fingers are pointing down.
Mm-hmm.
Relax the hand. Bring the hand in towards your shoulder, palm facing out. Palm facing out. Push straight out in front of you with the tips of the fingers pointing up. Push out. You feel this pull behind your wrist. Okay. Now turn the palm up again, straight up. The other way. Yeah. Nope, the other way. Good, good. Now curve your fingers in towards you, the baby finger coming in towards you. Turn the wrist, hand going down. Tips of the fingers relax, pointing towards the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Bring the hand in towards your shoulder, palm facing forward, elbow down. Push the hand straight forward with the fingers pointing up at the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And turn the palms up. And relax. You do that with both hands as many times as you're feeling it. We need that from time to time, curving it around, slow, relax. Now, as an added extra for that exercise, when you're doing both hands, you incorporate your breathing.
Okay.
Again, both palms up, curve the fingers in towards you, around and down, tips of the fingers down. As you bring the hands in towards your shoulders, inhale through your nose. Inhale. Push the hands straight out. Exhale. In goes the good air. Out goes the bad. Palms are facing up. Curve the fingers in, around, down. Relax. As you bring the hands in, inhale through your nose. Palms facing forward. Exhale as you're pushing out. And relax. And relax.
Nice.
How'd that feel?
That feels good. And I had surgery in my shoulder, so I can feel it, just give it a little tug, but it's not painful.
Mhm. Yeah, you do those as many times as you're feeling comfortable. Sometimes 2, 3, 5, and then we'll feel the carpal tunnel area. The wrist is loosening up. Our breathing, inhale, the good is coming in, the bad is going out. There's a lot of philosophy and things that are going on there also. We want good to come into us as the bad is projected away. We want
Okay.
all the good and the bad going away. Yeah.
Push it away.
Push it away. Yeah, we do some pushaways.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Excuse me. You may have noticed there's a lot of visualization going on with these exercises as well.
Yeah.
And there's so many centers out there that are spending millions and millions of dollars researching Tai Chi. They know it works, but how? They
Mhm.
know it works, but how? You know, it's more than just stretching. When we get into the mind, body, and the spirit of them and combine them, and we're seeing all these health benefits. Wow, just great. As I mentioned earlier, when I was talking about the reduction of symptoms of fibromyalgia,
Yeah.
how is that working? Well, folks are not having to take as much medications as they were taking before. So the
Okay.
body is kicking in and doing what it's supposed to do. The
Yes.
mind is connecting with the body, and the mind dealing a lot with visualization. That's where all these millions and millions of dollars are being spent on the research. They know it works. They know it works. It's keeping you healthy too.
That's a good thing. We need to stay healthy. That the holistic approach.
A
Yes.
holistic approach to health can do it. You know,
That's very good.
yeah.
You have any more moves for me?
Yes, I do.
All
Yes, I do.
right.
Now there's oh, while we're sitting, I had mentioned to you that there's one exercise that is so easy it's difficult.
Yes.
I'll talk you through this one because you
Okay.
do it while you're lying in bed. Can't be any
Okay.
easier than that. This
Okay.
exercise also helps people lose weight. You
Mm.
can lose weight from this exercise also,
While
also
lying in bed?
while lying in bed.
No way.
Yeah, okay, okay.
That
Well,
sounds impossible, Charles.
yeah, well, I'm proud to say that my weight has been about the same for the last 15, 20 years. I'm
Okay.
about 185 to 190 pounds,
Okay.
and it's been about the same.
Hmm.
Diet has a lot to do with it. Some folks eat too many, I call them murder burgers. They eat too many, too many at the same time. They're not allowing their body or their system to thoroughly digest it. But
Yeah.
not getting away from this exercise that you do lying in bed.
Okay.
Imagine you're lying in bed. You
Okay.
just went to bed. You're lying there on your back. Rub your hands together. You're rubbing the palms together as you're
Okay.
lying there. And then you're taking one hand, could be
Mhm.
the left or the right, and place it right on your navel while you're lying in bed,
Okay.
relaxing. And then right before you start, inhale deeply through your nose and exhale deeply through your nose to help you relax. Inhale again very deeply and exhale. Now that you're all relaxed, visualize you're lying in bed.
Mhm.
Press in gently as you're making a circle around the navel area. And as you're coming around for that second circle, make it a little bit larger than the first one. And then the third circle, a little larger than the second.
So a question for you.
Yes,
Making a circle, do I make a circle and stop and then make
no,
the next circle, or just keep the movement going?
keep the movement going.
Okay.
Keep the movement going. That's a very good question because you're going to make 9 continuous circles and each circle getting larger and larger.
Okay.
So for the sake of time, let's say we've made 9 complete circles all
Mhm.
around the stomach area.
Okay.
Reverse it, going backwards, 9 circles getting smaller and smaller, pressing in gently,
Mhm.
pressing in, 9 circles getting smaller all the way back to your navel.
Okay.
And then you repeat the process again, press in gently, 9 circles getting larger and larger, 9 circles getting smaller and smaller, all the way back to the navel. Then after you've done this 4 times, a total of 36 times, relax and go to sleep.
Okay.
Sometimes when you're rubbing the stomach, it may start to growl. You'll hear some activity going on and you have to jump up and run to the restroom.
Oh, wow.
That's where the weight loss is coming from.
Okay.
Also, as you're rubbing, a lot of folks don't realize that you're massaging your large intestines, your small intestines, and your colon area all at the same time.
Okay.
And you're just relaxing and going to sleep. You're helping all this fecal matter just go on through your body and help you you're losing weight all at the same time.
Wow.
Some of our movie stars, and the one that came to mind, there was an old movie star, John Wayne. I don't know if everyone remembered him. He
I
played.
remember John Wayne.
Okay, well,
I'm not as young as I look.
Okay. So some of the teenagers do remember. But
thank you.
yes, well, see, I mentioned John Wayne because I read this story going through a supermarket. This was years ago, and it had John Wayne, the Duke, as they called him. And I was reading his autopsy report. They found more than 40 pounds of fecal matter in his intestines.
Wow.
40 pounds. So when I'm reading stories about that, what goes into my head, what could that person have done? I wonder how many other people are having all this fecal matter in their bodies. Is there something that I can research or do holistically to help minimize that, and on and on. So what I did some research and I found this stomach rubbing. I said, oh, okay. We were doing it innately when a baby or a kid would run to its parents. Oh, mommy, my tummy hurt. And that we would, and automatically, oh, come here, let me rub it. Who told us to rub that child's stomach? It's innate. We were born with these things. So a lot of these things just come out. So you take it a little bit further. So in rubbing it, it will help you lose weight, relax, cleanse out your large intestine, small intestine, colon area, and help you get a good night's sleep.
That's good.
And then when you wake up in the morning, do the same thing again. Okay. Do that exercise again at night when you're retiring and when you wake up in the morning. As I said earlier when we were talking, a lot of these things are so easy, they're difficult.
Yes. Really, it does. What my thought was that maybe would help pregnant women also. Yes. Because you always see pregnant women rubbing their belly.
Always. Yeah. So there's a lot of different applications. And you mentioned also some other exercise you want to do.
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to share as many as I can with you while we're sitting to show people they can maximize their time, especially while they're inside and not having a lot of room to move. Well, as you're sitting, the head just straight, neck rotations, rotating your head around to your left, all the way down, looking at the floor, all the way around, up at the ceiling, all the way down towards the front. Yeah, just making circles, listening to those Rice Krispies go on in the neck, all that snap, crackle, and pop going on. Yeah. Okay.
Feel that
One more. Now go in the opposite direction. Making circles. Normally you would do 5 to 10 in one direction, then 5 to 10 in the other. Okay, so let's say we've done 5 to 10 to maximize our time. Now the head is straight.
Dizzy.
Exactly. That's why you're sitting. You're sitting. There's a method to the madness.
Okay, so sit when you do that one, okay?
Sit when you do that so you don't fall. You've increased the oxygen and the blood flow going up to the areas of the brain, and it can throw you off. If you just sit quietly and relax, everything will go back to normal. Whatever your normal is, it'll go back to normal.
Okay.
Now turn your head as far as you can to your right.
Okay.
I'm going to my left because I'm facing you.
Okay.
Now slowly turn as far as you can to your left. Now your head back to center. You're looking straight forward again. Now look up at the ceiling. Now look down at the floor. And your head is straight forward once more.
Okay.
How did that feel?
Good.
Yes, it will work those areas. It'll get that oxygen and blood going up to the areas
Like
of
crack, 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 crack.
snap, crackle, pop. Snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, it works. And again, it's so easy. They work. But the more and more you do it, it becomes second nature. Then you start doing them automatically. When you've worked on the computer, so you'll work the carpal tunnel area. That's also a martial art movement as well. That's a block.
Wow.
Block. Blocking, strike, palm strike. Blocking and a palm strike.
Okay.
Palm strike.
Okay. I see it now.
Yes, that's why I'm saying these are secrets. They're all in there. They're all in there, but a lot of folks don't realize them. You know, and they say, "Wow, that was fantastic." It was the same thing, but a different application.
Gotcha.
I was working my carpal tunnel, but in martial arts, I was blocking.
Yeah. Wow.
And I blocked, and then I did a palm strike. Here.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We would never think of that. I don't want to give away too many of your secrets. And yeah, we want to leave some secrets for them to go and buy the book and learn.
Yes, they're in there. And they will
with
really
Master Woody.
Yes.
Yes. So I know we talked about maybe something that would be maybe family friendly. Maybe we can do one more move. I want to be mindful of time. We're having so much fun. We're running out of time.
Yeah. Well, for one thing a family can do, you can, depending on how many people in the family, if they stood with their feet slightly beyond shoulder width apart, beyond shoulder width apart.
You want me to stand?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna move to the other camera.
Okay.
Okay, hold on here.
And I'll talk you through this.
Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you. Okay. With your feet shoulder width apart.
Okay.
A little wider. Okay. Now shift your weight over to your left. And just pause there momentarily. Now shift back over to the right. Back over to the left. And back over to the right. And back to your center. Okay, now you're going to be doing the same thing, but imagine that you're balancing a bowl of water on your head. You have a bowl of water on your head.
That's like how when we do in Africa and India.
Yes, exactly. We're bringing it from the motherland here. You've got a bowl of water on your head. Now shift your weight over to your left. Don't drop this bowl of water on your head. Now shift over to the other side. Don't drop the bowl of water. See, now by focusing on that bowl of water, your spine and everything is more aligned. You're moving purposely to keep the upper part of the body straight. Now shift over again and back to center. Okay, now we're going to add some additional movements to just the same simple movement. Shift your weight over to your right. Now point the toes of your left foot all the way as far as you can to your side. On the heel. No, shift around on your heel. Foot flat. There you go. Now shift your weight forward. Shift it forward towards that toe that's pointing out there. That's your left foot. Shift your weight to the left. Bending the legs, going forward. There you go. There you go. Okay. That's a Tai Chi bow stance.
Okay.
That's called a Tai Chi bow stance. Now shift the weight back to your center. Point your toes straight at me again. Shift your left foot. Yeah, okay. Now shift your weight over to your left. Turn on the heel of your right foot where your toe is pointing out. Correct. Now shift your weight forward towards that pointed toe. Push towards that pointed toe. Bend that right knee a little bit. Bend the right knee as you're shifting. There you go. A Tai Chi bow stance, going to the opposite direction.
Okay, you have to keep your balance.
Yes, yes. Tai Chi is one of those that really works your balance, your coordination, and your muscle tone.
No.
Now shift the weight back to your center, and your toes are pointing towards me again. Now we just did that just a few times, but if you can imagine, you have the whole family doing this movement, just shifting, working the lower parts of the body, the upper parts of the body, all in a small confined space, all at the same time. Just shifting the weight, and then the direction that the toe is pointing, you shift that weight forward. That's called a Tai Chi bow stance. The legs are like in a bow. Oh, okay, good. Now, while I still have you standing, okay, we're going to stretch our sides and our shoulders. Okay, bend the knees just slightly so you don't, feet are shoulder width apart. Shoulder width apart. Now reach up as high as you can with your left hand. Reach up just one left hand at a time. Now you're grabbing as if you grab something, close it and pull down. Pull down back to a relaxed position. Now reach up as high as you can with your right hand. Up as high as you can and pull down. Pull it down. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to reach up a little higher. Reach up as high as you can with your left hand again. Reach up as high as you can with your left hand. Now look up at your left hand. Now look up at your left hand. Did you notice how your side just stretched up a little further? Now pull down with the left hand. Now reach up with your right hand as far as you can. Look up at the tips of your hand, the tips of your fingers, high as you can, and pull down slowly. Once more with the left, reach up. This is called picking fruit, and pull the hand down. One more with the right hand. Reach up as high as you can with your right, look up and pull down. Now as you're relaxing, rotate your shoulders. One, yeah, there you go, there you go. Now reverse that rotation. The one that went back, let it go forward. And relax. And when you think on relax, inhale deeply through your nose, think re, and as you exhale through the nose, lax. One more, re on the inhalation, lax on the exhalation. How did that feel?
That was very good.
Okay. As I've said twice, I'll say it one more time. The exercises are so easy that they're difficult.
Yes, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, very good. Thank you,
And
Charles.
I certainly appreciate being here. And
That's been awesome. I'm going to turn the other camera off here. So we just have the two again. So I want you to tell us again, because we've got to time. I want to ask you for any final words of encouragement that you would like to leave with the audience before we go.
Yes, the words of encouragement, especially during this particular point in time, reduce stress. We will all get through this, not just to it, through it. We just continue to maintain our stress and continue to go forward. This too shall pass. This too shall pass.
Yes, wonderful. And tell us one more time your website and your email that we can, and then the title of the book so we can get your book.
Okay, the title of the book is, excuse me, Tai Chi Secrets with Master Woody, a holistic health system for life. And you can get this order, well, put in this order on the pre-sale at pass, the number 2, path-to-transformation@gmail.com. That's path-to-transformation@gmail.com.
Got it. paths-to-transformation@gmail.com.
Correct.
And you can also check out their website because they have the books. So we have Charles' book. We also have Diane's book, Clearly Ready.
Clearly Ready.
They also have the Love Drops podcast.
Yes.
And I know you all are working on a docuseries, and
Yeah.
you can link with them for all of those things on their website at paths-to-transformation.com. And it will be also again on my page. I'm posting it also as we're speaking on this video, so that you can click on the link. And please support Charles and Diane Woodford on their journey, Paths to Transformation. Charles, thank you so much for being here and sharing some of these moves. And I hope that that someone that was watching will have learned something from this broadcast, and also that they'll get your book and learn some of the other secrets from Master Woody.
It's all in there.
Wonderful. So as I close the same way every week with a Bible verse. And today I'm reading the third, John 3, verse 1, chapter 1, verse 2. The book of John 3, chapter 1, verse 2, which reads, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." So I just think that that is an on-time message for today. I wish you all good health. Please stay safe out here as we're fighting this pandemic, as the numbers are rising. I love you guys. I thank you all for watching and supporting this show. I have to give a shout out to the Empowered Lifestyle Radio Show. That's actually how I met Charles and Diane. So the Empowered Lifestyle Radio Show comes on Monday through Friday on WPCE, WPGL, and WBXB. Those are stations in Hampton, in the Virginia area, and also in Charlotte, North Carolina. But you can check them out. They broadcast right on Facebook, and I share their broadcast every morning. So you can check them out here. And I also want to give a quick shout out to Hot Wax Promotions and Care Worthy, big supporters of the show. Also, Toya Nicole, that's Toya Cola, the model. Shout out, love you guys. I thank you for all your support. And for everyone who watches, I really appreciate you taking time out to join me on this journey, as I wish to just empower and encourage everyone throughout this pandemic. I love you guys. God loves you guys. We're here every Monday. COVID-19 and Company, conversations from the epicenter across the globe. And we'll have more to come. Please go like my page. It's the COVID-19 and Company Facebook page. That's where I'm now broadcasting all of the shows from, so that you can check out all of the shows and you won't have to filter through all of the other stuff that I post just for fun. So check out COVID-19 and Company Facebook page. Please go ahead and like it for me. And I thank you guys. Please share this video with someone that can benefit from it. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. We will talk to you all soon. And I have to say, hey, good afternoon. I'm seeing Lisa Williams and Denise Logan are watching. I'm seeing your comments. Thank you all for watching. Love you guys. And we're out of here. Thanks again to Charles Woodford for being with us today. Toodles from Angier Marie, and we're signing off.